Toyota bZ4X is the automaker's first mass-produced electric vehicle and is currently the only EV the brand offers. It's a small SUV that's about the size of a RAV4 and is closely related to the all-new Subaru Solterra. This Toyota EV has some appealing qualities, but it's also not quite the home run you might have otherwise expected, considering how long it's taken Toyota to finally roll it out. This electric SUV produces 201 horsepower in the front-wheel drive model and 214 horsepower with all-wheel drive. Neither figure is particularly noteworthy, the same goes for range. Depending on the configuration you get, the bZ4X has an EPA estimated driving range of 222 to 252 miles. On the upside, Toyota has made the bZ4X feel familiar and comfortable. If you like the idea of driving a RAV4 that happens to be electric, this could be the EV for you. It also comes with lots of standard technology and driver assist features, but overall we recommend checking out more highly rated models such as the aforementioned Ford Mustang Mach E and Tesla Model Y, plus the all-new Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6. The bZ4X is offered in XLE and Limited trim levels, and either can be had with a single motor in front-wheel drive or dual motors and all-wheel drive. Upgrading to dual motors and all-wheel drive costs $2,080 for either trim. For better or worse, the bZ4X feels more like a regular SUV such as a Toyota RAV4 than it does an actual EV. It's quicker than most small gas-powered SUVs, but slower than most rival EVs such as the Tesla Model Y or Ford Mustang Mach-E. There's enough power for driving around town or getting up to highway speeds, but by the numbers the bZ4X is objectively slower than other EVs. The brakes provide adequate stopping power, but the pedal a bit soft and inconsistent, making it hard to stop smoothly every time. Another downside is the lack of full one-pedal driving. Steering and handling are middling. The steering wheel itself is surprisingly small for a crossover SUV, though it doesn't do much to make the bZ4X itself feel small or agile. It's light and quick enough that parking is a cinch, but the lack of road feel and soft suspension fail to provide any appreciable amount of engagement. The bZ4X is rated as high as 131 mpg in the city and up to 107 mpg on the highway. On our 75 mph highway fuel economy test route, our dual-motor limited test vehicle returned a disappointing 86 mpg. The two bZ4X powertrains have nearly identical batteries, a 63.4 kWh battery pack in the single-motor version and a 65.5 kWh pack in the dual-motor model. The EPA range estimates for the FWD single-motor model are 242 or 252 miles, while the all-wheel drive version comes in at 222 or 228 miles. When we tested a dual-motor model, disappointed with its 160-mile highway range result. If you're doing mostly city driving, you might not feel the range pinch as much, but this result ties the Nissan Leaf for the lowest highway result among EVs. With a level 2 supply, the 6.6 kilowatts onboard charger can replenish the battery in 9 hours. At a DC fast charger, Toyota claims that adding 80% charge takes just under an hour, with peak charging rates of 150 kilowatts for the front drive variants and 100 kilowatts for the all-wheel drive models. Buyers also receive a year of free charging at EVgo locations. The bZ4X has a spacious, airy interior, and the dashboard incorporates a digital gauge display and a 12.3-inch central touchscreen. Wireless smartphone mirroring is standard, and navigation is included for 3 years, after which it's available via subscription. The wide center console between the two front seats features standard wireless smartphone charging and open storage underneath. Although there's no glove box, an optional feature in the Limited is a radiant heating element in the lower dash that warms front seat riders' legs. There's also no frunk, and the rear cargo hold is 26 to 28 cubic feet. There is 27.7 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seat, or 25.8 cubic feet when the bZ4X is equipped with the JBL audio system. That's an average amount for the class, but the space itself is wide and usable. The load floor can be lowered, which is helpful given that the sleek roofline limits how tall items can be. There's also no front trunk like you get with the Tesla Model Y or Ford Mustang Mach. Storage for smaller items in the cabin is so. The center console is smaller than those of some rivals, and the storage shelf beneath the shifter isn't deep enough to keep taller items in place. The door pockets are decently sized, but, somewhat oddly, the bZ4X lacks a glove box for closed storage. The spacious rear seat should make installing a child safety seat relatively easy. There's plenty of room for a rear-facing seat, and the anchors themselves are easy to access. All bZ4X models come standard with a large 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability, as well as a 7.0-inch digital gauge display. The system is fairly well connected with cloud-based navigation, an onboard Wi-Fi hotspot and wireless smartphone charging all included. A 6-speaker stereo with Sirius XM satellite radio is standard, but buyers can opt for an upgraded 9-speaker JBL stereo system on the limited trim.